then you know what's going to make it good. If somebody's on YouTube, they'll be able to see the comments on YouTube on that. Hey guys, guess what? We're working this jank. We working this jank. We working this jank.
We're going to have it all together after a while. Listen.
Yes. By the time we have somebody to help us with it, we're going to be all right.
I know y'all like, how long is it going to take y'all? After a while, it's going to be a year. Y'all still getting it right.
But that's okay, because we can talk about that too. Because guess what? It takes some people more than a while to do it. It takes us time to even get this stuff even going on.
You're right, but
all these changes they done done.
It's all gravy.
Yes.
So welcome to our live. It's Sunday. It's a little after 6, but it's Sunday at 6. And we'll wait till she get back. Well, thanks for the love. Thanks for the love. Hello, Chad. What's up, bro? How you doing? Thanks for joining the live. T just walked away to get some things straight. But how you been? What was going on with yesterday's live? And I got to get my body butter. So if anybody's joining this live, if you in a replay, get your body butters and all those great things from Chad Nell. He got it going on. He got a good website that he's going to put into the comments. Let everybody know how they can get the goods and everything. He also has a book on Amazon. Get that love stuff going on. Denise is up here with us. You got a house you trying to buy. You trying to get going, renting, whatever you need to do to get that house thing going on. She's your girl, okay? So now that T is back, welcome to our live. It's 6 p.m. somewhere. It might be 5 somewhere, okay?
Yes.
But I am Shakia with the Tanisha and Shakia show.
Yes. And I'm Tanisha with Tanisha and Shakia show. And we are up here doing our Tanisha and Shakia on Sundays, live on Sundays. You may be seeing me moving around a little bit, but that's okay, y'all. Just make sure that y'all see us doing what we're doing. Okay? All right. So Kia asked how everybody was doing. We got Chad up here. Hey, I may be saying something over. How you doing, Chad? And I know Roderick and May up here. We left that, Kia. Roger May up here, the Keys and already in Texas. Come on, do y'all want to be on now?
But it's good to have friends that check on you, that say, listen, y'all behind the 8 ball. Yes. Get with it.
Get with it. Hey, Nene, how you doing, girl?
What's up, Nene?
Yes.
So
get with it today. You did the disclaimer?
Our disclaimer for today's show, okay, and for every show, we don't give advice, okay? We are just basically here for entertainment purposes. We are not therapists yet. We are not doctors yet. Because you never know what we're going to come out with.
I know that's right.
We might pop up on you with a doctorate degree at any moment. I might type one up for you. I mean, I don't know. You just never know.
You never know.
But I always, we always say that we're not doctors, we're not therapists, but we never put the yet to it. So we just going to say yet, because we never know what the future may hold for any of us. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we are not those, we don't have those titles yet.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So we're not giving advice. We up here for entertainment purposes only. We only having a discussion with you guys, and we're not diagnosing nothing. Okay. I can't write a prescription yet. Okay.
I ain't trying to write no prescription.
Well,
yet.
Yet.
That's a good one.
Yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's our little disclaimer that we just dipping out there to y'all. Okay. I'm in a good mood. It's the first of the month, and we always hit that reset button at the first of the month. Okay. We don't have a special guest because you all are our special guests. Okay. Yes. So welcome to our live, y'all. You all are the special guests. I'm in a good mood because my shirt says it all. I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm just right. I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm just simply right.
And that's
if y'all agree with that.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on, but bless it anyway.
Bless this mess, she said. Because we ain't arguing about the mess.
We ain't arguing about it.
Because we blessed.
Just it. It's whatever I say it is. That's what it is. So
that's what it is.
We ain't arguing. Bless this mess. She ain't arguing. It's whatever I say it is right now. So that's the type of attitude I'm working with.
Right.
It's Sunday, y'all. So we're just so happy. And people that's on YouTube, that's down there, you know what I'm saying? We thank you for joining in with us. We're going to get on the replay or whatever later. So we got YouTube going so we can see the comments on YouTube and the comments on Facebook. One thing I do want to say is we're noticing that if you're on YouTube, we can't see YouTube's comments on the Facebook when we do StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to do both for a minute to, like as Shakira said, to get that professional person come in and help us out. Then we're gonna be on the ball with that.
We got to get on the level
gonna have
of
to get
Roderick
on.
and them. You know, they be having that thing. They got somebody that's on
Yes,
in the back,
they do.
in the background, just doing their typing for them and everything. You see me with my phone sometimes, and
That's
I'm
all right.
helping with the comments and stuff. But you know, you gotta fake it till you make it. You know what I'm
We
saying?
just gotta keep on doing it.
We're gonna do us.
We gotta keep on doing it. We gotta keep on doing the thing. We want to thank everybody that came out last month with us that helped us with the Kings. Kings and Queens meet last month was really fun. It was interesting. You know, we had a lot of good things that were going on last month. Got a lot of good comments. Got a lot of good discussions that we needed. You know, coming from my men.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, me and Shakira was talking about what we're gonna do this month. We're talking about the women empowering women. You know, women get up here and empower each other. And even though we don't have a special guest today, but you know, just get up here and talk with us. Let us know what comments you have or what advice or whatever, you know, what input you have, you know, is yours, you know, your input that you have with us on this. So, you know, to make it interesting. Right. But we got some interesting things to talk about with y'all day anyway. So just conversate with us. Right. Just conversate with us now.
But it's not going to be long because we know it's a Sunday night, okay. You know, okay. So we're not going to hold you. That's a new thing everybody's saying. I'm not going to hold you. Okay. We're not going to hold you. But the one thing, you know, I got to write everything down, you know. Y'all know me. I write everything down. So I always got notes. Okay. Anyway, anything in the y'all know what? Oh. If you had COVID this year, right? I had COVID this year. And one thing I was noticing, and I said I was going to talk to my doctor about it, was that since I had COVID, had anybody who had it had some lingering side effects?
Like what?
Like one of the side effects that I've noticed that I've had is like my cognitive, you know, like it's kind of off.
Oh, girl, that's me all day. I don't know. Maybe
you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
Maybe it came worse with the COVID.
Yeah, it's like I'm like I've always been. I always tell y'all that I got some kind of acronym ADB. I don't have the H because I'm not hyper. Okay, so the H is not in there, but
maybe I got the H.
It's something. Okay, it's something. It's undiagnosed, but you know it's whatever. But I've noticed that after I've had COVID, that you know it's like it's hard for me to like think like critical thinking. Like I really gotta write things down to remember things, and you know what I'm saying. My memory is
if anything, that's my memory.
And I'm like, I don't want to be blaming it on things. Like I am 40, you know, I'm about to turn 41, but still, that's kind of young to be going through some.
But you know what? I don't think so. I mean, if you look at it, you got a lot of stuff you processing. And you're a teacher, you're a wife, you're a mother. You know,
but still, I mean,
that's a lot. They try to keep in your brain.
COVID fog. It could be. I mean, it's something. And I just noticed it afterwards. Like, I'm like, gosh, like, something ain't right.
It might just be. I've heard a lot of people say they have COVID.
Like my symptoms. Thoughts, I'm like forgetting things like, and even the students are like, Miss Barnes. And I'm like, I'm even, I started out talking slow to pick on students maybe like 6 years ago, like, take out your book bag.
Yeah, you
take it. Now I talk slow.
Like my mom said, you know what? You keep on doing that wind blow, woof. But let the wind blow the wrong way. Oh, people just say that. You keep making your face like that. The wind gonna blow it, it's gonna be stuck.
Because they just would not listen, right? And now I find myself, I talk slow. Like, I talk slow now. And when I'm in class, it's like I cannot remember. And the students are picking up on it. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to jot down like the stupidest stuff. You know? And
that's a good thing.
I really just don't know whether it's like
That's a
like
good thing that you
age,
might have to keep up with stuff like that.
or if it's like, whew. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out. It is a real thing. You know, I'm sitting here like really wondering, is this something I really should talk to my doctor about?
No, he gonna put
Because,
you
you
on
know,
the meds,
doctors always want to, let me tell you, honey, let me write you a prescription, baby. You know, they always want to prescribe you the next best thing on the market that costs $600,000. But I just wanted to throw that
I
out
don't
there to
want no more.
people
I don't want
to
no meds.
see, yeah, to see if it's just
No more meds. I
me.
don't want none. I'm gonna take none.
But anyhow, you know, we gonna move along. I just want to throw that out just to make sure that I'm not tripping.
Okay.
But anyway, today is we started this new month, and everybody be talking about every time a month come in, a new year, a new month, whatever. We always want to reset. Okay, refocus. You know, because the month drains you. The month, you know, you go through so many things. So, and I wanted to talk about setting boundaries. Okay, so I wrote some things down because setting a boundary is not an attempt to hurt somebody else. Okay, when you set a boundary, you really are trying to continue a relationship with people in a respectful type of way, because you want them to respect what you've set for yourself.
That's
okay,
right. That's right.
you know, it's taking control of your own vulnerability. Okay, and that's all it is. And sometimes people think to themselves like, you know what, I'm too nice to set boundaries. You know, I don't think I'm capable of doing that. But there are some things that what's going on with my lighting? Lighting done went out. There are some things that you can do. There are 4 things that I want to talk about today with you guys that I think are easy steps to take, you know, and again, it's not advice, it's just, you know, conversation. And maybe you guys can help or whatever. Steps that we can take towards setting like little simple boundaries when it comes to people, because I have had struggles myself with setting these boundaries. Okay. You ready, T?
I'm ready.
So we just gonna talk. That's all we're gonna do.
We do that.
Okay.
That's what we do best anyway. Is communicate, and that's our best strong. Our best strong point is our conversation.
Right.
So I think let's go. Let's
all right.
jump in.
So the first point is with topic. Now this one is the one that I struggled with. Okay, I struggled with, and when I seen this, I was like, "Woo, girl, did I struggle with this one?"
Okay.
Being comfortable talking about certain things. Okay, so if someone is talking about a particular topic, say spirituality or politics, and being comfortable saying, I don't want to talk about that. That's not a topic that I want to talk about, or whatever it may be. It may be weight loss. It may be whatever is not comfortable with you. Sometimes people are sitting amongst people and they having a conversation and they draw you into something, and you may feel like you obligated to have that conversation with people, like you're obligated to answer, you obligated to give your response or your perspective or how you feel about something. I've been there before. I've been there where I felt like, oh, I must respond. If I don't respond, I must be like the black sheep, or I'm this type of person, or I'm going to feel, you know, people may make you feel a certain way. So you go ahead on and you give a response, knowing that that may put you in, you're uncomfortable. Okay, you're uncomfortable being in that, you know, in that space. So be comfortable saying, I'm just not going to talk about that. I mean, I'm not comfortable talking about spirituality. Number one, because I may not belong to a certain denomination. Okay. I don't believe, or whatever the case may be. So I don't move around, you know, be okay saying move on to the next person, you know, and that's just how I feel about it. I mean, and I guess because I've sat in situations like that, and now I'm just silent. I'm just like the silent person in those particular conversations, because I just don't feel a need that I have to respond. You know.
Well, me. That's Shakia's view on. She don't feel she need to respond by certain stuff. I got the comments on mine. If you want to scroll on mine to see the comments.
Okay, so let's see. I had to learn to set boundaries, and when I did,
you want to do it on this one? So you want that? touch your camera. You can take the comments off so you can see the whole screen if you want.
How you do that?
Okay. Let's see, you can see the whole.
I had to learn to set boundaries, and when I did that, I lost friends. 2 within the last year. I'm telling you, what is wrong with people? You know, I really just don't understand. Why do people feel like a boundary is like an attack on them? This is about me. This is about you. This is about yourself. You know what? I'm setting these boundaries for my own self. You have to respect that. And I'm gonna respect you in the process. Chad, hey y'all. Let me see. That. Oh, yours go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The last one.
just lost one yesterday to a parent boundary crossing. Not that I offended them, but my past made me no longer friends with. I don't see that one on yours. Friend worthy to them. So what do we do? Like, I mean, we gonna be comfortable with that, right? We comfortable losing these people, right? Because do you sit back and you be like, well, let me rethink this. Like, am I in the wrong? Is something wrong with me?
No.
You know, like, do you feel guilty for that? I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
What you
so
feel about
I
that
guess
one
my thing
when
is
it comes to talking about topics that you don't want to discuss, like, and setting your own personal boundaries?
basically I'm reading their comments. There's everybody talking about different boundaries. So
Right.
that's what the boundaries they're talking
Mhm.
about. Me personally, when I'm talking about hey Roger, you said hello, how you doing?
Hey guys.
My thing with setting boundaries is on how much I'm gonna talk about or how
Mhm.
many times I'm gonna keep talking about it. I
Right.
give people a benefit of a doubt. Everybody has to have a clearance of a way on what they're doing.
Mhm.
Prime example, I have 2 teenage kids at home. I have an 18-year-old that's getting ready to graduate. So boundaries with talking with him would be on something that's outside of what he's able to comprehend. Okay, I'm not going to talk beyond something I know he may not understand. Okay, that's a boundary level for me with him. Um, but I'm gonna give the other person an opportunity to come to me and ask me about what they want to ask me about.
Mhm.
I may not feel comfortable, but to the level that I feel comfortable in, I'm gonna talk to you and say, okay, this much right here is what I'm gonna discuss. Okay, to get to the question that you were saying, not to go into the comments that they were talking about, but just the question that you had asked.
Mhm.
You asked about talking about vulnerability. You said vulnerability. No, spirituality or politics. Me personally, I'm not politically correct and a whole lot of stuff. I don't know what's going on. So to keep myself at a bay and not being looking stupid because I don't know what's going on. When sometimes people talk to you about stuff they know you don't know what's going on just to see how educated you
Girl,
are.
come on.
So you know what I do?
Just to push you in that
Just to
corner.
put you out there. So what you know what I do? I say, you tell me about it. And I'm telling you right now, but me, even at my work and people that know me, I let you talk all day. Go ahead and tell me all of it. I let you tell me everything you think I don't know. And then I'm gonna tell you what I do know. Then I'm gonna be quiet. Because sometimes when we having conversations, not in boundaries, in conversations general, sometimes people will gauge your conversation because they know you don't know, just to try to make you look stupid. So I just let them talk, okay, go ahead. If I know I'm not too much engaged in what they're talking about, I'll let them know. I don't understand. I ain't gonna say I don't understand, but I'm not familiar with this. You know, I don't, I have not been engaged or I've not been aware of something that's going on.
Right.
Like with spirituality and stuff like that, everybody's spirituality is different.
Right.
Everybody got a whole
Yeah,
different
yeah.
aspect on that. That can be from here to New York City or wherever, you know what I'm saying, from east to west. It's so, everybody has so many things. So that's an opinion a person has.
Right.
I don't put myself out there when people talking about spirituality because you open up doors for a whole lot of stuff. You be arguing all day long.
And then they want to push their beliefs on you.
And
Hey, cousin.
then
they want to push their beliefs on you. Like, sis, have several seats. I don't talk about that period with anybody.
No, but you know what? But I like to have a conversation just to see, not to see how far I can go with somebody, just to see on where their mind frame is at. Just like they are. You have a conversation with me to see where my mind frame is, then once you figure out that's not a conversation I didn't have with her no more, guess what? We don't talk about that anymore. I had a friend of mine, good guy friend, and he was going into the ministry, and he was talking about something one time. I was like, oh, where you get that from?
Because they add and they take from and they add to and they
just because you get
that's why I don't even
just because somebody gets that don't mean somebody that's gonna get it the same way. Somebody can read a story, or we can go to the movies and see the same movie, but we come out and internally we process that something different in our lives and means something totally different.
Absolutely.
So boundaries in conversation to me, but different topics and conversation, I take it as this. I'm gonna talk to you far enough on what I understand.
Right.
When I get to the point that I don't understand, I'm not gonna keep talking, and you're not gonna keep pushing me to say something that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right. And as your friend and any friend, I have to respect that.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm not going to continue to push you to that point of frustration. You know what I'm saying? And that's with anybody. So losing a friend behind setting a boundary, come on now. Who were you in the first place? I needed that to happen.
But you know what? The question is, what boundary are they going over? That's the thing. What brings so many different boundaries? What boundaries did you have an issue with that you lost a friend over? We're talking about, the topic we talked about with this, but what boundaries are they crossing?
Right.
Because it could be a different thing. They could be crossing a boundary or trying to take advantage of me. Oh, that's a boundary. Right. You ain't going, I said no. Some people keep pushing. Okay, well, I said, no, you cannot do this, and you still doing it. Okay, that's a boundary. Another boundary be what else?
Well, we're going into the next one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, our next boundary is time.
Okay.
Now, this has been one that I've been guilty of too.
Okay.
My day is full. Okay. And you put yourself onto my day that I done mixed around stuff, pushed around stuff to accommodate you. Instead of saying, hold on, sis, I can get with you on Friday at 2 because I'm just not available today.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to be okay with saying, you know what, my schedule, I cannot do it today. And if she is not available or he is not available on Friday at 2, y'all just going to have to come together when y'all available.
That's it.
Okay. Be okay with saying, I just can't do it today. Okay. Because then our day gets all bungled up and all full, and then we done ran ourselves ragged. We done got home, and now we don't even have time for ourselves or our family because we done tried to push everybody into this one little schedule instead of the person who came in last that wasn't even part of the schedule. Instead of telling them,
you gotta wait.
Okay, instead of telling them, honey, I gotta get you tomorrow at 1.
Yes,
okay. We're trying to put them on top of a doctor's appointment that we getting out of at 1:30, and they want to see us at 1:45. Child, you want to go and get Starbucks. That's in your mind. Now you're trying to push time into. Listen,
I'm guilty with that. I
can't do it, sis. I can't do it today. No, not today. Okay, so no is a complete sentence. And be okay with saying
you said complete sentence.
It's a complete sentence.
But N-O period.
N-O period. Any type of punctuation you want to put on it. Don't put a question mark though, because you question yourself. But just put a period there.
This is it. No. This is it. No.
So we good with our time, honey.
Wow.
Time. Set boundaries when it comes to your time. Your time is valuable, okay? Their time is valuable too. But if everybody pay attention to their own boundaries, okay, pay attention to that, okay?
That's it.
Okay, don't be forcing it.
And one thing, when I say I'm guilty with that, it's because of the simple fact, the way my work schedule is, I put stuff around the way I want to. And I had to understand by being self-employed, because I'm going to stop saying I'm a small business. That's one thing I'm going to tell you. Stop saying you are a small business. I'm going to tell you, let me
do it
pop
big.
This right quick.
We're doing it big.
Because you know what a small business is?
Girl.
But you know what a small business is? A small business is an employer. A company that has less than 500 employees. It's a small business. Any company that has less than 500 employees is a small business.
Okay.
So you can have you have a whole chain full of businesses around 3 or 4 different offices here and there and everywhere. You got 5 offices on one side, 10 on the other.
Yes,
And you can have
Ryan.
100 employees and probably making $1 million a year. Guess what that costs you? You still a small business because you have less than 500 employees.
So come with it. What are you?
I am an entrepreneur.
Oh, right. Audrey, you better come through with
I am an entrepreneur. I'm a multi-business person.
Okay. So we are no longer small business owners.
No.
Okay. We are entrepreneurs.
I operate within a small business.
Mm-hmm.
I operate a small business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a small business. I operate a small business. I am multi-talented, creative entrepreneur. That's me. That's the person I am.
You better know it.
Let me reintroduce myself. This May.
Let me read.
I am not a small business. I create and operate within a small business. I operate a small business. I run a small business, but me, I'm not a small business. Okay, that's one thing. I am a multi. That means more than one. Creative. That means a whole lot of different things. And I am a talented. That means I can do a whole lot of stuff. That's what I am. And I'm an entrepreneur. I do more than one thing.
She is feeling that
I'm
thing.
rocking it.
She don't ever, you better not ever call her no small business
I'm not
owner.
a small business. Total business and personal services is a small business because that title has less than 500 employees.
She said she got 501. She don't have less than 500. She got 501. And then some.
All right. So let me clear it up. I forgot what I was saying. That's that COVID thing you're talking about. But I want to clear that up.
She wanted to clear that up, make it known.
But I'm guilty with the time thing.
Yeah.
Because I am multi-talented and I'm an entrepreneur and I do more than one thing at a time. What happens is I pick and choose what I need to do. I try to put my priorities in space because I try to do so much during the day. I said, well, Kia, you want to go to Starbucks today? You just get up. Oh, she talk about me. That's all right, y'all. You didn't just talk about me. You want to go to Starbucks today? Girl, just get out of school. Oh, these children got my nerves. She tired. Like,
girl. No.
You want to do something today?
I'm not going to get something.
I gotta give it to her. No, let me explain it. She be tired. Me, that's me. I'm not saying that that's fair, that everybody can do that. I have to understand it. And like I said, I had to understand because I'm an entrepreneur and I work for myself and I do these different things that I do. Everybody's time is different. Okay. They're at their job site. I may be riding. I may be in the office. I may be at home working. I'm thinking just because I'm at home working, they can pick up their phone and tell my car, hey, what you doing? I'm at work. What am I talking about? But then you know what happens? Then when I get real, real busy and somebody do me like that, hey, what you doing? I'm working.
Be all over
what
the
are
place.
You doing? You know what I'm saying? And I get offended because it's a selfish thing. Not knowing that you're being selfish, but I had to step back and say, I can't do that. My brother is retired from the military. And let me tell you something, girl, he loves to say this. I'm retired. I don't do that. Girl, I'm glad I went to work when I did. It's like, okay, but let me go to work. I got a long time before I retire. My brother is 19 years older than I am. So they enjoying their retired life. My middle brother is retired, but my oldest brother, he still works. So I know I can't call him on his job. But first thing he comes to feet, look, what you doing? Remember, what you need? No, I just call you. Well, talk to me later. I gotta go back. Click, yeah, hang up. But so I don't call him and talk to him at work no more. But my other brother, my knee brother over me, I can call him, talk to him all day long. He ain't got nothing to do. But if I get busy, he called me, I'll tell you.
Now she frustrated. But you done called everybody.
I didn't call everybody. Now he calling me on working. He said, we working. I'm glad I didn't work today, but they let me work. You know what I'm saying?
Now she want to work.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's a selfish thing. Not that I don't want to talk to him, but he called me during the time that I'm working. The same thing I was calling them during the time that they was working. So being keyed on people's time is another thing. And I'm guilty because like with my clients, I got to tell them up front. I tell them I'll be there at 10 o'clock. Girl, it'll be 12:30. you know, not that I try to be late all the time, but things come up in the middle of the day.
Right.
And like kids said, sometimes you gotta tell them, look, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they said, Teach, can you do so and so and so and so? And I try to cram all this stuff in my day, not knowing that what my day has already scratched out to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to keep putting stuff in there. But then that's not fair to yourself, to you either, or to me either, if we keep trying to cram stuff in our day,
Right.
because we need to make time. Like I teach my niece, make time. I teach my kids, make time for if anything comes up,
Mm-hmm.
you can move
have
that puzzle away
stretch,
and say, you know
right.
what, I can't do this. Your
Yeah.
day should never be so impacted that if an emergency comes up or something comes up,
Mhm.
you cannot step back and say, look, I can't do this today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that boundary with time is good, and not only with other people, but yourself too. You
Yeah.
have to set boundaries with yourself with
Mhm.
time.
Yep.
Not giving too much people of your time, but you don't have your time so crunched up with what you want to do that you're not paying attention with other people. What's
Right.
important to other people as well.
Right.
So you know
I agree with that one too. Yep.
that time is.
So if you guilty of that time thing,
You
yeah, yeah.
That's a scary one.
And if you have some ideas of things that we can all try to help with that, because
Mhm.
we all struggle with that. I really do. I still struggle with that. Let us know in the comments what you do to manage that time boundary. You know, that can help us. But this third one is physical. Okay. Now this physical thing is about touch, physical touch, and our
Oh yeah.
belongings. Okay. Okay. Now this is all these boundaries across the board. It's not just relationships, but it's like friendships. It's with co-workers. It's with you know, your kids, whoever. Like, do not touch my stuff. Okay. This is just an
Oh,
example.
yes.
Do not touch my stuff without asking me. Okay. Now I struggle with this with my daughter all the time. Gosh. I mean,
I should talk. I done went and got them doggone Starbursts. What is it? Jolly Ranchers? I done went up there and got Jolly Ranchers. But she wrote this stuff down before we got here. But
yeah, I struggle with this all the time because I'm forever looking for my stuff that I'm not expecting to look for when I'm getting ready for work in the morning.
Right.
Okay? Like, stop touching my stuff. I struggle with this at work with my students. Like, this is not a community classroom. This is not a community refrigerator. Get your little juice boxes and your little what are them little Lunchables? Get your stuff out of my refrigerator. This is not a community.
They put it in your refrigerator?
Yeah, girl. I thought we was your favorite class. Favorite, not. Get your stuff out of my stuff. This is not a community desk.
Oh, y'all got a refrigerator in classroom?
You know, we can bring our refrigerator and our little microwaves and stuff.
Oh, really?
You know,
okay.
But can I pop some popcorn? No. And then, you know, don't be absent because then everything of yours is used.
It is.
You know, like, leave my stuff alone.
No, it be used when you're not there. That's the thing.
Ask me. Okay, just simply ask me. But that's a boundary that I just want people to respect because I don't mind giving anything to anybody. Okay, it don't matter what it is. Okay, I don't mind letting anybody hold, borrow, whatever, use, whatever, anything. Just simply ask me. You know, like, it's not okay for you to just come and just take my pen or, girl, let me just use this real quick, and you done walked out the room with it. Like, let me borrow this. Let me do. I mean,
that's yours and mine. You my friend. Can I wear your shirt today? I can't wear your house. Got your shoes. I mean, I would have got your car. It's all right. Can I get your car?
I just came to your house when you were gone, girl, because I know where your key is. Your key is right up under that flower pot, girl. I done came and I borrowed plump, plump, and I'll bring it back next week. What? You did what?
What? Girl, I went in your refrigerator, got 2 eggs.
What?
Refrigerator. What the hell?
Well, I mean, you my sister, child. We just like sisters. We've been tight for 20 years. I don't give a damn. But, you know, but really, that was just an example, you know, of just like a boundary set for people just like doing willy-nilly stuff to you.
Yeah.
You know, just you just think it's okay to just do whatever to me just because of who you think I am, because I'm your mama, I'm your parent, or we're cousins, or we're sisters and brothers, or whatever. You know, titles don't mean anything for you to just respect me. Give me a little bit more respect to ask me for whatever it is that you're trying to do to me. Just
trying to do.
you know, like as you know, if you understand what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
I'm just giving an example of physically taking my stuff without asking, just to throw an example out there. But
Yeah.
it's other examples that you can use that you can get what I'm trying to say. But that was
Mhm.
just one of them. Boundaries that have been crossed for me is that I don't wake up before 10.
So what's somebody
And I'm
saying?
not working. Don't call me.
We're gonna look at some of these comments and
Also, my
reference
preference
some of these comments.
is to text than to talk, and I hate video chat. Girl,
Read it out
me and you
loud.
must be sisters. Look, she said, yes, boundaries that have been crossed for me is that I don't wake up before 10 when I'm not working, okay? Don't call me. Also, my preference is to text than to talk, and I hate video chatting. I am an introvert.
Well, thank
Very, very. Please, I prefer texting too. Like a whole phone call. Like if I just text you and you call me, pet peeve of mine. Oh my gosh.
But see, y'all have to tell people that.
People
People don't know. You can't say that. You
It
have
don't
to.
take
You
10
have
years
to
to
tell.
learn that.
To learn what? Your ass is not talking about any damn way. You talking about? Excuse me.
That made her hot, didn't it? People still cross those boundaries and get ignored. Laugh out loud. If it's an emergency, that's a different story. That burned her up, didn't it?
It does. Kia be looking right at you.
I do not. I
She
answer
be
the
looking
phone.
right at the phone.
No, I answer the phone more than I do now.
And then she'll
now
turn around
then
and text me. You just called me. How you know I just called you? You ain't looking at telephone.
No, because this is what Tanisha do. I be
No,
like,
she'll be literally texting you. You calling me? You looking at the phone? How you know I'm calling you? You texting me?
no, because I'll be like, hey girl, what's up? Bring. All you had, and then when I answer, I'll be like, hey girl, I ain't doing nothing, just sitting here watching TV. You could have texted me that. You could have just texted me that.
Well, I'm the opposite of y'all. I'm the type of person, I gotta hear your voice. Let me see what's going on with you. Let me hear what you sound like.
Ooh, Lord. A big one for me specifically is that because I am a life coach, people think I'm always available to talk. Untrue. Gotta check me.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta check with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's right. Ask. This is all you doing. You asking, are you available to talk right now? But now she will have me texting everybody. Are you able to talk now? I hate that. Can you talk now? Then you gotta text me. Look, this one that I can't stand. You get on and text with somebody, and you didn't been texting for 3 hours. Dang, do you know how long you could have talked on the telephone and said that? You said that in 15 minutes.
Okay. I give it to you.
A whole page full of texts.
If it's something I really, really gotta say, then I'll call because I know that a long conversation through text is just a whole lot. Okay, but if it's just something I want to say, I'm gonna just go in and text it. She be trying to have these long conversations. Just because I
ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to you. You even, Nene. I ain't texting you no more. I ain't talking to neither one of y'all.
Girl,
y'all delete. Y'all out.
That Facebook like, child. That Facebook like catch me.
Mine's still all night because I don't turn
just because I post on Facebook don't mean I want to talk. Girl,
that's right.
I see the blue light. I see you on Messenger. What you mean? I'm on Messenger. The blue light or the green light or whatever. Mm-hmm. Girl, if that don't burn me up.
That light stays on.
If
you don't log off your Facebook, it stays on. Girl, so I think I don't cut mine off.
I had to find a way to turn active status, turn that joker off, child. I had to turn that off. Yeah, you gotta go in the settings, turn that off. So won't nobody know when you up there.
Really?
Don't text me, tell my son. I see you on Facebook. No, I ain't nowhere.
They want to be on social media for what they want to do, but they don't want to be on social media for you to know they up there. That mean they nosy. See that? They tell us that.
So our last one, y'all. Our last one is emotion. Now, this one for me is big. It has to do with conversation. My biggest is people that come by my house without call. Girl,
that right there, Didi. Now we talk about something right there. Please don't come by my house.
I would sit right there, eat my chips, and watch you on the camera.
The ring.
The thing that was the funniest is the mats that they got put out now that says, did you call first?
Oh, yeah.
Now, those mats are cute, girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's
She
the
said
funniest thing.
She be eating her chips.
She be eating her chips and watching them on the camera. I know I see the car out there ringing the doorbell. I know I see the car out there.
And that's one thing I'm good at, but people come to my house. People don't come to my house. Yeah, people don't even call my phone. I know who
they
calls
must
my
not
phone.
like me. People must not like me. They don't come to my house.
Then people don't come to my house. Many people don't call. Only people call my telephone is on a group chat. We're on a group chat. That's it. That's how my phone ding all day long with that. Yeah. And I'm in 2 group chats, but 3 group chats with the kids now. We on them. And then me and you in the group chat. Me and Cassandra Trees.
We got about 3 group chats.
We in a group chat. Mm-hmm. And me and the Kings.
I'm not in that group chat. And I keep telling them because that my number changed. Y'all, they don't want me in that group chat. Now I'm in my feelings. It's the person of mine.
We're talking about the thing. This is my turn to talk. Okay. So I ain't got my
We'll get back to that because Cassandra up here. We'll get back to that.
What happened is, like I said, only thing with that is only time my phone ring is with work or my kids. Coming to my house, people don't come to my house. Yeah. People used to come to my house all the time when I stayed on the back street. I literally moved to the country just to see who was in my house. If somebody would came to my house way out there, then nobody show up. I said, dang, I like this. I mean, nobody came out there. But then when I moved back closer to the area, people don't come out now. And it's like, okay, they don't come over here. That's a good thing. You know, people just like that space. You know, now that part I do. Now I can talk to you on the phone, but when you come to my house, it's like, what you coming here for to do? I mean, I got something to do. I'm going to clean up all the time just because you coming over here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, not to say that, but you know, but sometimes you just like your space with that.
Yeah.
But I don't like that either, Didi.
Call me first. Yeah, call. You got to call first.
And family members good with that.
We just ran out. We was just in the neighborhood. We thought we stopped by.
Come over this side. In neighborhood where?
In what neighborhood?
Ain't no neighborhood over here.
But most of my family stay out of town, so you know you got to call first. What kind of neighborhood you was in?
I hope they do call first. They'll be disappointed. They come way from down there, from wherever they come from to visit you, and you're not at home.
Child. But our last one is dealing with emotions. And this one gets me especially with our triggers. When people be careful with motives, like when people know what your triggers are, they would try to push them buttons every time. Okay. And excusing yourself. Okay. If you continue to do this or talk about this, knowing, and these are your friends now, these are the people you hang around. You can't help a person who don't know, but what you can do is kindly leave the situation. You know what I'm saying? But these people who know you, they know what your triggers are. Okay. And triggers really got something more to do with us than the other person. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do y'all agree that triggers really got more to do with us than the other person? It really got something more to do with us. But because you know it got something to do with you and your emotions and what you deal with and things you got to take care of, leave the situation, because clearly you still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like my triggers are things that trigger me now, or things that I deal with emotionally now is grief. I haven't quite dealt with grief yet. The things that I'm dealing with now. So I can't sit in conversations now with people that talk about death or you know, things like that, because it quickly arouses my emotion. It really gets me moving and emotional. So I leave the conversation, or I exit out of, instead of sitting in it. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in those situations.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
But sometimes it's best if you just don't engage, but listen. And then you can see how you can sway with it, because sometimes people do triggers off of what trigger you. Okay, put it this way: we're in a group setting, and someone is talking about grieving, or they're talking about how they just lost somebody in their family. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you lost people in your immediate family within the space of a year, you may not you may not be feeling healed from that, but just listening to them, if their motive is correct and they're honestly talking about how they're dealing with that, and you listening to that, it can probably give you some sense of healing. Just being able to listen. But if the person motive is wrong and they're using it as a trigger to try to trigger you, like you said, you can discern which way to go with that person, like you said, and exit. But I wouldn't leave every time somebody started talking about that, because you never know how you can be able to deal with it if you don't stop running from it and see which one it is. It is. Okay, prime example. One of my friends had lost her spouse. One of my other good friends, we had a dinner, and one of my other good friends was talking. They sat at the same table, they were talking. The age difference between them is different. The conversation between them was different, because the older one, I think she's like in her 60s, and the younger one's like in her early 40s. She was telling her how the relationship was when she lost her husband. That was a different conversation. But put it this way, if every time someone says something about they lost their spouse, and the individual was, I want her that, I want her that, I want her that, because she was grieving,
Right.
you would never know who's going to genuinely give you the information you need to heal from. So sometimes when people go through different things, we have to listen first to see if their motive is right or not, because you'll feel it in your spirit if the motive is not right. But we can't run every time somebody starts talking about a situation, because then you ain't getting it trying to figure it out on your own. And you're not getting it if you're moving away. You're gonna have to stand still. Like people say, you gotta, there's something that's scaring you. You got to face it some kind of way.
Right. And
You know
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
what it really is. Not being able to face what it is that's really and that's what a trigger is. It really has a lot to do with on the inside of all of
Yeah,
us.
you got to be able to face those things.
Now, I don't think somebody would have that was my example of my emotion, like what I would set a boundary with when it comes to like an emotional thing. It can be a whole like lot of different emotional things that you go through that you set boundaries for. That would be one of mine. Like at the moment, I just don't want to tackle it right now. And I guess because I don't know, I just don't want to deal with it right now. Like it's there,
So
and I know it's gonna.
when
I don't
it's
know.
gonna linger. I mean,
It's
that's
gonna
just what.
linger. It's gonna build up, and I know it is, but I just don't want to face it because I guess I'm still like in disbelief. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. It's been like next month will be a year since my sister died. And I'm like, and still in shock and disbelief. Like, oh my God. I still be like, oh, I cannot believe it. So I'm still like not accepting that has happened.
That's the
So
thing.
I
You have to
always,
accept this part.
like, I have my 2 minute breakdown, and then I'm like, girl, no, I get my little tissue and I'm out of that situation. I'm out of that feeling. I have to push myself through it because I'm like, no, you're not dealing with this. You're not about to cry over this because this is just not happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I refuse to accept that has happened. Like it's over and it's done. Never will see her again.
But that's the
So
thing. We shouldn't give ourselves to the thing to say it's over and it's done without giving the proper closure to it.
well, so emotion. Anybody got something about their emotions? Like, the what you
Is that what we were saying? I mean,
like setting boundaries when it comes to your emotions.
emotions. My thing with emotions is I have to have closure to what's going on with me. And with my emotions, you can have so many different issues that's going on in your life at one time
Or
that,
letting people play with your
yeah, the
emotions.
people play with your emotions or whatever, and not even they playing with your emotions, but you're trying to gather yourself together. That when you're trying to make decisions, in your family, your life, your health, your job, your career, whatever like that, even though you're trying to make decisions about something, your emotion plays a big part of those decisions, because if you make this decision, it's going to affect this. Then you're going to feel a certain way, and your emotions are tied to that. If you make a decision about, you make the decision go to the left, you know what I'm saying, you're going to, your emotions going to be tied to that, and you're going to have to feel a certain way about something else. So my thing is, if I accept what's going on with me, accept what's going on with the situation, my emotions are different because I'm accepting it. You see what I'm saying? I have to accept what the truth is. Then once I accept what the truth is, however the emotions play out, it's going to play out based off what my truth that I'm accepting.
Right.
That's, you know, but you said boundaries with emotions, but boundaries with emotions is I'm not going to let people play on my feelings. You can play for a minute, but until I get the grabs in my mind, Tanisha, stop this foolishness. We got to set the boundary of that, because people keep doing it until we tell ourselves this is enough. You know, I guess what they say. Somebody said, "Girl, what? Has no time frame. Grief has no time frame." You're right. It doesn't. I can't see that far here. But Ryan says, "Speaking of grief, it's never over. You just have to process it as time goes on. That hurt never goes away. It doesn't. It doesn't. It does not never go away." Denise said, "The only seek closure from myself, not as much as others. I accept." That's right, and heal and move on. That's me, Didi. I have to seek the closure from why I let myself go through what I'm going through. Yeah. Then once I do that, it takes, and just like with grieving, it can be a process of grief. That, okay, I'm sitting here worrying about this. Okay, when am I going to let this stuff stop? When is going to be time for me to move on and get myself together? But we have to accept whatever it is that's happened, or accept whatever is going on. Once we can accept that, then we can get past all the other stuff. It's not going to hurt as much because we sat there long enough.
Right.
Then when we sat there long enough, we had enough time to try to process it. But are we processing it, or are we just sitting right here? You know, are we just sitting right here going through what we're going through? Are we trying to process it? Because going through the process hurts even worse, because I mean, you got to pick up stuff. You got to remember stuff. You got to, you know, dissect stuff. Nobody wants to go through hurt, whether it's grief, a marriage, a divorce, a death of a child, you know, a new job, a move, buying a house, getting homeless, whatever. Nobody wants to go through the process stage. That's the hurting part of a process stage. You know what I'm saying? When people say you got to process and making gold or making something, people that do crafting or whatever like that, when you come all these products together, the process takes the most time, because I like doing crafts. And I'm into I said, a lab, I'm in making these products and stuff like this. So I made these lotions and these tonics and stuff. The process part is I got to go and spend my money at the store to buy all these products, mix this stuff together, and it don't work. The biggest part to get with me is I don't think about it, but if I put my mind on it, I done spent $100 on this mess I got to throw in the trash can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't work. I had to put my hand to something and use something that it had to fail. It failed. It didn't work. So if it didn't work that time, what I had to do was pick it back up again, because I need to get out of this situation I'm in. I need this to work. I don't want to feel this way. I'm going through this grief. I need to get out of this. I need to move forward. I need to, not saying not grieve, but I need to let up off this pressure. So guess what? If it didn't work the first time, I got to do it again. I got to go buy some more products. But this time, I got to look at a different way of doing what I'm doing. The process is the part that hurts the most. Then once you process it, like she said, you accept it, you process it. Then in the processing, you're healing. Because you're saying, okay, I did this first time. This didn't work. Wait a minute. Let me try something else. You see what I'm saying? Let me do it this way. Let me try something else. It's going to take time. With anything, it's going to take time. But you can't give up. We got to keep going at it, because if we don't, it'll be a long time going in with something and we're not. And things are not getting better. It just stays a standstill. You don't want to be stagnated, you know. But the Nene said.
Okay.
Oh, what did he say?
I think you read that one.
Oh, we read that. Okay. Can you see what she said?
She said, my father passed away 13 years ago. His birthday was yesterday. I lost my daughter 20 years ago due to a miscarriage. It still hurts. I just don't let it consume my day, but I let myself have it 20 minutes if I need it. And people can't tell you how long it should last.
Mm-mm.
Then Dee Dee, everyone's grief is different. I process by giving myself a day or a day to cry.
Address my feelings.
Address my feelings, sleep, pray, etc. It feels good to release.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Y'all not going. Okay, so emotional intelligence is learning what works best for you. Everyone heals differently at different times.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, let me think of I had to think of a joke out of this because y'all not gonna have me over here.
Yes, y'all are.
But
Thank y'all for encouraging her because she needs to hear this.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what I do. One of my processes is I always got to be silly, y'all, because to get myself out of this thing, I always got to think of something silly. I got to think of a joke. I got to think of something that would get my whole. Anyway, let's move on. So,
you know what? Be moving on. And I want to just thank, you girls up here for, giving Shakir some encouragement.
that was a lot of encouragement.
It is because as women, that's what we have to do. We not only go through different things on our own life, on our own things. And she says that these boundaries, we busting all these boundaries today. That's why we busting her phone down. Hey, we ain't texting. Call my telephone, girl. I know something going on with you. I mean, hear what you sound like. You know what I'm saying? That's not a boundary said, but she tried to throw this stuff at me. But I ain't paying this no man.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna call her on the telephone. What else she just said? The topic, you don't want to talk about spirituality. We be talking about it. Shut up. What the Lord said today. Okay, what's that? They said, Tab, we going to Starbucks today. So get your tail up and let's go. But as she said, touch. I don't be messing with her stuff though. But I do get them jolly rest every time now and then. Emotions.
That's exactly what it is, Mimi. I be doing defense mechanism. That's my thing right there. I gotta come up with something to get my mind off of it. Throw a little something in there.
But that's okay. And you're right. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to get through it. But at the same time, when you grieving, everybody's grief is different. But you have to know what is the form of your grief. I'm not a grievance counselor, but I can say this much in grief. I grieve I had a miscarriage. Okay, I had a miscarriage between my son and my daughter. So my son is 18, my daughter is 16. Ooh, I would have had a mess. 18, 17, well, two 18s.
Can you imagine?
18, 17, and 16. I've been probably split crazy. You know what I'm saying? Taking it where I'm going through now, if I wouldn't have been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I had a miscarriage with her. I lost my mom. I think I told you a story. I told y'all this story about this story I had. During the time I had a miscarriage, I had lost my mom the year before that miscarriage, right? No. I had the miscarriage before my mom died. Okay, my kids was like 2 and 3 years old. My mom died, and I had a dream. Kept having a dream. I kept seeing this baby. I was like, no, my mom kept coming to me in a dream. I was like, what's going on? She was like, you can't take care of them kids. I said, what are you talking about? So I'm like, you can't take care of them children. I said, Mom, let me tell you something right now. Ain't nothing wrong with my kids. I know you in heaven. You need to come visit me like this. You know what I'm saying? And she just kept coming in my dreams like, you can't take care of this baby. Can't take. I said, what are you talking about? So people that personally know me know the Lord deals with me in dreams, and I have dreams. Mm-hmm. So in the dream, my mom said, this little girl, there's something you want to tell me? I was like, Mom, what in the world are you talking about? My mom, she actually came and told me this. And I knew it had to be my mom because I never told my mom I had a miscarriage. So she was like, this baby keep following me around here, talking about I got to take care of her. I knew right then my mom was telling me about a miscarriage I had. I never told my mom about this miscarriage. My family don't even know I had a miscarriage. Mm-hmm. For me to get up here and tell y'all this, they be like, what? Nobody knew I had a miscarriage. Probably my brother and my cousin, the only two that knew. I had a miscarriage. Okay. My mom told me this baby was walking around heaven, talking about she had to take care of her. And I was like, and she said, well, you never told me about this baby. Let me tell you what happened. I knew I was pregnant. And I moved the dresser. I pushed the dresser and I started bleeding. And I bled for like almost a week.
Mm.
Instead of me going to the doctor, that was a guilt that was on me. Instead of me going to the doctor to get checked out, I didn't. I said, well, the baby was going to die. You know, I thought maybe it was going to be wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
You may say you heartless, but then I was. I'm not heartless now, but that was something I had to face.
Right.
That was a different grief that I had to face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was having a miscarriage all that long time. So back up to with my mom, and I said, well, Mom, how did you know? Because the baby walking around saying I have to take care of her. So in the dream, I was telling my mom I had had the miscarriage and what had happened. What happened was this. The little girl that I was going to have the baby, I didn't know it was a girl or boy. That's how I knew it was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
This little girl came in my dream, looked just like her dad's niece, her little cousin. My kid's father, all them kids look alike. They look like somebody. They either like the aunt or the uncle or somebody. This little girl looked just like my niece Peaches. Just like Peaches. Fat, chubby, skin. I mean, look just like Peaches. Big bubbly eyes, big fat, chubby baby. And the baby said, Mom, you didn't want me. You have Shamir and Amir, but why you didn't want me? I had that boggled down so deep down.
And carried it.
And carried that.
It for you.
But when that came up, that gave me a chance to release whatever that grief that I had, that I was holding. Not saying that people hold grief, but then you have to find out, not that you're not letting it go, but what could it be that you
what's
holding?
the underlining? Yeah.
What's the underlining thing that you can't release?
You know, and someone wanted to do live with us on grief. And I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off because I was like, child, we ain't about to be sitting up here crying the whole
But that's okay.
The whole hour.
That's okay. We don't know how many people we don't know how many people we healing each other with this. You know what I'm saying? But in my story, once the baby had told me that, and I told the little girl, I said, baby, I don't think I could have taken care of you and all these kids by myself. Not Shaquan, you, Amir, and Shamir. It would have been too difficult.
Right.
And who is to say that my baby wouldn't have came out with a disability that God knows I couldn't handle? Even though I know when I pushed that dresser, I should have went to the hospital. I should have done that. I didn't. I sat there and bled for a week. And then when I had the miscarriage, I was still bleeding.
And maybe you was afraid of hearing that you had done something wrong. It was your fault, and you just felt
you know
like,
what? Even though then, Kia, I got to say, I did know I did. I knew when I pushed that dresser. I knew that I knew
you
at that point
face
when I
the
did.
Music. Yeah.
I didn't face the music. But then when that child came in my space to face 3 years later in my dream and told me that 3 years later, it came back up. So if you don't never face what it is, you ain't got to face it right then. Guess what? It's going to come up again. You know what I'm saying?
And you're right. You're right. Both, Ebony, you said guilt is a terrible thing. It is. And then Nene, sometimes you need that ugly cry to lift the. Yes, you really do. You really do. I agree. I really do agree. You do.
But that's how it all ended, with my story. So emotionally, I needed, that emotional boundary. I couldn't push that away, but that was something that was in me that had to come out, But I don't even know how we got to the story, but that's something I wanted to share. Like I said, with grieving, and I grieved my daughter, but after the space of that, and then after she told me that, like she went away, stopped playing. She said, "Okay, I love you, Mom," and went away to play and went right with my mom. And I said, "You know what, God? At least I know that was a part of a chapter that was closed." That's what I was saying. The closure, it was closed. That was a closure part that was closed. And that's what I needed, because if not, that stuff would have came up so far down the line. What's to say?
And
That's
then
just
forgiving
my
yourself
story.
and all of that. Whew, child.
Yeah.
We might just do that segment. We might just do it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it just works different with everybody, but
We might just do that with somebody. We might. We might. I'm gonna see if she still wants to do it. She has had a incident recently with herself, so I don't know if she's gonna be up to doing it. You know.
need somebody to say something else. We had hey Miss Ebony, how you doing, girl?
It definitely is. It really is, because it's so many levels to grief.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so many,
And
so
you're right.
many. And facing so many different. Oh gosh. Ooh, for being transparent and sharing. Thanks both of you for being transparent and sharing. It takes a lot, and it's appreciated topic on grieving and healing.
Mm-hmm.
Is is something that is really addressed in detail in an environment like this. I am all for it. Oh my gosh, we definitely need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get my
And
I
you know
gotta
what?
get my mind right for it. I'm telling
But
you,
you know what, kid? That's the thing. If we can't
you can't. I
you
guess
can't
you
get your
can't prepare
you can't
for it.
prepare for it, because life happens every day. Nobody never, we're never prepared for anything. That's why I'm to the point now. It's like nothing really surprised me anymore, because
You're right.
it could be here
It
today,
can be. You're right.
different
Cause
tomorrow.
I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna tell you real quick. What I'm running from, that I don't want to face. Okay. So me and my sister was, you tight with your sister, okay? Tight, tight, tight. I mean, love her to death. Before she died, 2 years before she died, we didn't talk, okay? But I always thought we had time. You always think you
Mm-hmm.
have time, okay? We
Mm-hmm.
didn't talk. Some kind of little mix up, disagreement, whatever it was. And my family was telling us, y'all need to talk. Y'all need to talk. And I was like, I don't got a problem. She the one with the problem. But even in the midst of that, we still said happy birthday to each other, happy Mother's Day. It was just those little
Mm-hmm.
holiday things. But we didn't have conversation with each
Mm-hmm.
other.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and out the blue, this phone call on June 9th, that it took my whole, it knocked the whole wind out of me, y'all. That she was dead. And I was like, what? What? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I couldn't even breathe. I thought my whole life, you know how you need every organ in your body,
Mm-hmm.
and but you want to take care of your heart. You just think that the heart is the thing that you need
Mm-hmm.
the most, okay? But you just don't know how much that liver or that kidney or whatever. I just felt like my whole life. I mean, I don't know what I thought. So I went through um guilt, because I was like, oh my God, I just knew I had time. My sister, 42 years old, like, God, why you do, like, Lord have mercy. If you would have just gave me a sign, I could have just fixed it. So my sister, I was being the one. It was me. It was, oh my God, I could have just been the bigger person. I'm always the bigger person. I went through that. So I couldn't even grieve for my sister because I was so freaking guilty. You know what I'm saying? I was so freaking guilty. I just did not. But anyway, and and then her kids, and I mean, I was in shock and disbelief. Then I went through anger and guilt. So before I could even realize I was in that, my mother died in January. So I was like, what in the... Now with my mother, I was feeling resentment with her because I just met her in 2014 again. Like, of course I knew her before we was adopted, but I just met her again in 2014. I was feeling a little resentment from when we met. Okay. So when my sister died, my mother was like, you know what, let's try to put all this aside, and let's all become close, me and you and your brother. I said, okay, Mom. Let's try to do it. Um, So we was making plans to do all of this stuff with my sister, with my brother, you know, and because I already lost my other brother, Tony, a few years back. So we was trying to get some memorial stuff together. And they done called me 2 weeks before she died and said, you know, your mother, I talked to my mother when she was in the hospital with COVID. And boy, if they didn't call me and tell me that she had died, I said, what? I just talked, what? So before I could do that, I just felt like God, I just felt like I was being punked. Okay, within like 5 months, 6 months of each other, my sister, and then right when I'm getting on track with my mother, building our relationship, she dies. So I felt guilty again because I felt some kind of way when we met again and how that didn't kick off like I wanted it to. So I wasted years. I feel like I wasted years with that when I really could have had that moment to get to really know my mother. So, but really with my sister, I mean, it's just so dealing with the grief and dealing with guilt together really just got me in my headspace. So I think in the past 2 months I've been going through some kind of depression, trying to deal with it. I've been covering up, not really talking a lot about it because you know everybody got their own issues and stuff. Everybody got their life going on. Everybody got their thing going on. So if it wasn't for these Sunday lives, and I know that I'm connected. If it was just me doing these Sunday lives, I would have been fell off because I already know dealing with what I'm dealing with. I would have been in the bed with the pillow covers over my head. But Tanisha pushing me every Sunday to come and do these lives is what kept me going, y'all. Because I knew I couldn't let her down. This thing we got going, I couldn't let her down. So this is what really kept me above the water.
And not only that, it's because personally things I'm going through, we helping each other. All these different things that we're saying, this is probably the most that Shakia's friends, if you know Shakia, she probably ain't said all this stuff.
Nope. And I wasn't because I just feel like, why am I going to put all of that on them? You know what I'm saying?
You're not putting it on anybody,
So,
Shakia. That's the thing. And see, that's the thing when people say, "Teach you talk too much." What the hell? I don't give a red attitude. What you think I talk about? Because it's some facts I already know. If you do not release the pressure out, the steam gonna pop off. It's gonna blow the top off. You have to release that stuff. But in doing and releasing this, we as transparent as we are, people tell us all the time, you so transparent, you so transparent. Us talking about the issues that we go through or the things that we're facing, you not know how much stuff this is helping other people and they're encouraging us at the same time.
Mhm.
We putting our business out there, Dad. We real people going through real issues.
Right. And I've always been transparent because these some of this stuff is testimonial stuff.
That's it.
Okay, you got to be able to help somebody get through something because if somebody else didn't go through it to help me, I wouldn't know what.
And that's how you know
what to
if
do.
you over it or not. If you can't talk about this situation and tell somebody else about the situation that you've been through and say, you know what, I can't get through this, then you ain't got over it yet. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about this. I mean, I talked to one of my friends. It hurt me so bad. I was really good friends with this guy for like, what? She going 26, for 20 years. Okay. Was talking one day and he said, you know, I got the divorce or something. I said, "I divorced? What you got divorced? You are married?" And we were best friends for about 15 years. This joker had never told me he had been married and he had got a divorce. How were you my best friend all this long time prior to that and you got a divorce and I never knew you was married and we were that close friends? And he was like, well, I don't understand what you so upset about. I was like, you were one of my closest friends. How was you married and you didn't tell me you was married? What
You don't
kind
went through
of
a
friendship
whole
is
marriage
that?
and a divorce.
And a divorce. But the point of the matter was, it wasn't I was upset because the man got married. It was a point of fact that we're friends. If you was going through a divorce and it was that hard that you was going through, what kind of friend you think if I can come to you and tell you what's going on with me at that young stage of life when we were younger, and we're talking about some. Well, I don't think you can't come and tell me, well, Tanisha, I'm going through this or whatever like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is hard for me. Same thing with Shakia. I call Kia, tell her everything. Why you think you can't tell me what's going on with you when I call you, tell her random stuff off at you?
I think it's harder to pull a friend out of depression though. That thing is so deep and so complicated, I believe. Because you're doing it's, that's a rough spot to
But
be in.
it's you can't. I can't pull you out of what you in. But Kia, why you there? I can help you. I can console. I can be there for you and say, look, this is what you're not here by yourself. I don't be in places by myself. All this stuff I've been going through this past 2 years with this crazy shit, girl.
But you know what? I had to go into work just to fuss at the kids was what I looked forward to for the past month and a half. That's what I looked forward to because I knew it kept my mind going, because I already knew, oh, I know such and such. He gonna pluck my nerve today. Let me put on my clothes and I think my husband knew, but he wasn't, and I literally got off work every day, went home, got in a shower, and I only took a shower because I knew I would probably run that man out of there. But depression is so real that you don't even want to take a shower.
I've heard people say that.
You don't want to eat. You don't want to do anything. You understand what I'm saying? It's so, and I just literally had to say, Kia, you got to get yourself together. These affirmations you putting out here every day. I mean, you notice I don't be on Facebook. I don't even post nothing. I don't even, you know what I'm saying?
That's when you get to the point like that. That's when the people that you're around, they say, look, we need to come out of this.
Yeah,
you do. I mean, and then like with me, the testimonies were going to be the greatest when you go through something and you come out.
Yes.
It's when you go through that and you come out and you can help grab some other girls. Look, honey, I know we ain't going through this right here. Come on out of here. And this is what I had said I was going to say too. It's just like we got our scars. Okay. I'm not saying all these are my scars. I'm just giving you in general scars. You have women that have been abused. That's a scar. Okay. Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that. Okay. No, you talk about that because guess what? Another girl's being abused. Somebody need to hear how they can come out of that. Okay. I've been in an abusive marriage. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. You need to talk about that if you will heal from that to help bring the people out. Okay. People been through many different things. They need to bring it out. Oh, I've been with this man and that man and this man. And, oh God, but God snatched me out. Right in time for something. And I tell people all the time, thank God for the jackass in the road. The jackass in the road have saved a lot of women, have saved a lot of people from a lot of different things. So sometimes the jackass in the road was me being in the road for some things like, okay, Kia, I'm going to be a jackass in the road today because we ain't going through this right here. We got to stop right here and we got to figure this stuff out. Because if you go past this line, guess what? You might not make it. You know what I'm saying? And just like with me, Kia had to be jackass in the road for me. So don't you do that. No. Ebony been a jackass in the road for me. Stop, Tanisha. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? My high
unsupervised adults.
I done ran around them, honey. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then guess what? I hit the wall and I had to sit back and said, damn, they told me the same. Look what they told me. They already told me. They told me the same stuff. I want to say some stuff. The same stuff they told me a year and a half ago. Guess what I'm doing? I'm sitting my ass down. Same thing they told me a year and a half ago. We're gonna get to these comments,
but we gonna get there. We gonna do that live, y'all. We gonna do that. What did Ebony say? That's the guilt thing I am talking about. But we all have unsaid words and unresolved issues. I experienced that with my mother. Yep. What lessons did you learn from those deaths? That's what's important. Oh, yeah. I did learn. I learned some lessons. I didn't apply them yet. One of the lessons I did learn was to, to bring flowers to people while they're still here. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that you clear the air. You know, talk about issues, never let things go unsaid, those type of things. But what I'm still struggling with is picking up the phone and calling my family. Like, I haven't talked to my brother. I know if he's probably gonna look at this live. I haven't talked to my brother all week. And it's just this thing about me that says, "Oh, he's okay." You know, my brother, all right, he'll call me. You know, my other brother, yeah, all right, he'll call me. You know, I don't know why I think like this. Then if something was to happen with them, we are very close. You know, I don't have a guilt thing for not talking to them all week. You know what I'm saying? I think my guilt with my sister was that we had something that went on. You know what I'm saying? That was a misunderstanding. But if something, God forbid, that happened to one of my brothers or whatever, because I hadn't talked to them in a week, you know, I would be okay. I would just be dealing with sympathy, with grief at that moment. So, but I do have to do better with this phone thing, knowing that they stay out of state and keeping in contact with my family more, you know. So that is one thing I did learn. Let me see. Your guilt, your guilt is associated with emotion and unresolved things. Definitely, mentally, you will have to associate your thoughts with good times and what they would have want you to do in a good way. We can control emotions, but it doesn't take a lot of effort. Yes, I do. I do really do think about the good times, and I think that's what really hurt. You know what I think about the most? Like, gosh, why did their life have to be cut so short? Like, my mother was only 62. And I'm like, dang, that's retirement age. Like, this was the time for her to really start rolling. Like, when I talked to her last, I think it was a little bit after the new year, she was like coming from a party. And I was like, you better take your butt home. Like, what you doing getting off the train, coming from a party? Herself. And I think at the party is where she probably caught COVID from. And you walking from the train, talking about, I just got off the A train, I'm going home. Girl, go home. And I think about that last conversation, and that's what I said. What are you doing walking home from a party? And that's the very last conversation I had with her, other than her being in the hospital. And I was like, you can't breathe? And she was like, no, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. So, and I'm just thinking about that party. But,
But you know what? That's the main
But I
thing.
think she had fun, and I think about those times. I'm like, Dad, she could, she's young. My sister was young and having young kids and young grandkids, like, Dad, God, why did life have to be cut so short? So, yes, depression can be.
Ebony said something about that's the guilt thing I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, you brought that one. Okay.
Depression can be serious. Some people struggle to get up and put one foot in front. Girl, yes. Before even getting to taking a bath, eating, etc. Yes, and I have made a conscious decision that I just wasn't going to get to that point. I could feel myself getting to that point. And I even called a therapist. That's another thing. Some of these therapists got to be checked on to make sure that they are really qualified to be therapists. I was calling around, y'all, and I had called this lady, and she's a therapist. I think she was out of what is that place in North Carolina?
Is it Norfolk?
Elizabeth City.
Oh, okay.
And I was talking to her, and she gave me advice, and she was like, "This is going to be off of the record. Can I talk to you off of the record?" And I was like, "Off of the record, okay, off of the record." And she was like, and I was telling her, and I said, I just lost my mother, and I was just giving her like a little rundown of what I was going through at the moment, and telling her some things, and she was like, okay. And she was like, I said, I just have a little resentment, and I just want to, she was like, resentment? Why? And I was telling her why. She was like, why you in grown folks' business? I said, what? And she was like, well, the thing is that you was younger and you was a kid, and if your mama had to put you up for adoption, why you got resentment for that? If you in grown folks' business, You weren't supposed to be in that business. That was between your mama and her husband, or your mama and your daddy.
But see, that's
I
the thing.
said,
She didn't know nothing about that, and see, you wouldn't have knew nothing about that till you grew up, and that's what one of my friends had
I
said.
said, you can't tell me. I said, what is wrong with you? I said, are you even a I said, are you licensed or are you practicing to be licensed? I said, no wonder you got openings and I can't find an opening but with you. I said, what is wrong with you? And I said, woman, you can't tell me how to feel. I said, what I'm telling you is that I'm not saying that I couldn't even talk to the lady, y'all.
I'm glad you didn't call me.
I couldn't even talk to her. I was like, I was in shock. I was like, oh my gosh. And she was like, you in grown folks' business. You shouldn't even been in that business. I said, first of all, I didn't know nothing about my adoption until I was adopted. Okay. The thing what I was trying to tell her was that, I never got a chance to talk to my mother about it. I wanted to know, was my mother looking for us? Mm-hmm. Was she trying to get us back? Mm-hmm. I was 30 years old when I met my mother again, and I had resentment because we stayed in New York. She was right in New York, and I just wanted to know, so a kid that knows they was adopted, that knows their family was still in New York, will always have thoughts in their head like, was my mama and my daddy looking for us? Mm-hmm. Well, damn, it's 4 of us. Were you looking for one of us at least? You're going to always wonder that. Mm-hmm. So, but you jumping on me like, you and grown folks. I said, lady, I tell you what, I'm going to hang up this phone.
I ain't lying.
And I'm going to let you get you some clients that's going to be worth your time. Because, honey, you don't wait. I'm telling y'all. So that's my...
The first thing I would have said was, now, what's the bar you got your license under there?
I asked her,
because the hell you won't be telling nobody else nothing else after this conversation.
I said, where did you get your stuff from? I said, are you practicing? Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm your guinea pig, but you done effed up. What's
it called? They're doing an internship. She trying to write a paper. She needs so many classes to write her paper.
That chick said, but that's why she said this is off the record. Off the record, and that's how this is your consultation. Oh gosh, honey, you won't make it. No wonder you not booked.
I said you had to pay for that.
Off the record, but anyway, maybe I looked at that wrong. I don't know, but she said I needed to stay out of grown folks' business.
No, as a counselor or even if she said that, she should have explained to you what would have been the proper thing or the proper way to put that, not the way she said it like that.
I couldn't even get it out. The only part I got out, I said, I just had a little resentment over the years, just trying to figure out, what was my mother thinking? Like if she couldn't take care of us, I have, you in grown folks' business. What?
Okay, now. We're gonna talk about that a little bit another time. But right there, you making me upset even listening to all this junk you talking about what this lady said. Y'all know my nerves gets kind of tagging
I just had to tell y'all. We got to be careful about this there. That's why we always tell y'all we don't get no daggone advice because y'all go back and be like, well Kia said, no. You listen to me, I had you somewhere on the railroad track rocking back and forth like this.
No, she's not. Cut the block out. That's not happening.
Twirling your hair like this. Okay.
You're not doing none of that. I got some herbs for that. Let's go.
All right. Back to the basics.
Yes.
All right. Well, this was a good live. I enjoyed it.
See, y'all have been our therapists. Meaning, you know this. You know when y'all did y'all last, y'all in here. I got so much free therapy. Won't fight it, girl. Denise said, many therapists are not qualified. I did therapy and never saw a therapist, but I am good with relating to others and building trust in order to help them. Okay. In graduate school, we were required to go to therapy, and I definitely understood the importance. From a different perspective. Mm-hmm. I got what you're saying. You're right, because you do need to go to a therapist therapy yourself to be able to release all that energy that people bring it to you. So
Yeah,
I can understand
that chick needed something. I don't know what she needed. Maybe she needed a drink or a man wine. I don't know what it was, but
she could have got a rose.
She could have got
it. We need to buy some of them.
We need to buy some of them.
Okay, that's good for you.
But so in wrapping it up, the only thing I wanted to me and Jay was talking earlier, and we was talking about how people change over time. Okay, it's just one little thing. This thing that we're going to wrap up with and go on out of here with is how to be present in the change of our friends and our spouses and just people that we are around, family members. Because sometimes we get caught up in we just get caught up in ourselves, and we forget that, the friends that we met 10 years ago, they are not the same person today. Okay. Those people that went through, like we just talked about, depression. They done went through, some of them been diagnosed with bipolar. Some of them had so much go on in their lives that they are not the same people we met. We have to be present with those people.
That's right.
If we're going to be in their lives. We have to go through those different changes that they go through.
That's right.
Okay. So that we can understand them. Okay. We cannot be upset with them when they are not who we thought, because they change. We change. Our minds change. The thought process change.
That's right.
We can't just be so quick to write them off just because these people done went plumb crazy. Now, we don't want them to go crazy on us, but we just got to be present. If it makes sense on what I'm saying. Like, Tanisha may not be the woman that I met 10 or 15 years ago. Okay. Life may have happened to her, may have happened to her, not has happened to her, because to me, she's the same type of woman that I met way back in the day. Okay. She's still strong-minded. She's still bull-hearted. She, that type of female. Okay. She's still,
all for
she's still that Energizer bunny, that battery just don't run out. Okay. So with that being said, now, if life was to happen to change her, where she's just like this type of person that I don't get along with or I don't like, a conversation has to be had. Like, Tanisha, what's wrong with you now? Something going on. Something ain't right. We need to talk, because this is messing up our friendship. Like the woman you're becoming. What is it? Giving that person an opportunity to talk to us about whether we just don't click no more, because things run out. Friendships run out. Like, people go, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But conversations gotta be had. Like, do you see what I'm saying?
You're right. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Because sometimes you cannot be. I had a conversation today. You cannot go no further with a person than a person is able to conversate. I can't talk to you about something more if I'm married and you're not married. There's a certain level I can talk to you about in a relationship or a marriage, because anything over that you won't understand. You see what I'm saying? Just like with a man and a woman, when we growing up in kids or whatever, but we hit 18 or whatever, we start hitting that puberty stage and all this other stuff as a boy and as a girl, and a boy and a girl, the male and female. Some things a male not gonna understand that a female is gonna understand. That's it. It's just like a relationship, a friendship. When I've been through so much in my life and all you've been through is right here, you can't tell me about nothing else if we're not even trying to, if you're not trying to grow and learn about that. If that's all you know, then hey, I'm not leaving you behind, but I can't take you no further than you willing to go. I can't talk to you or can't relate to you no further than the information that you know about. I'm making sense, y'all. But without saying too much stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't do no more than what you're able to comprehend. I can't say no more than what you're able to comprehend. So that's one thing. But you said with friendships, it's not that you're not trying to delete no friendships. You don't want to delete friendships, but then sometimes friendships is better for the other person because it's something that they need that you can't give them that they find elsewhere. And that's not nothing bad. It just means, okay, we can laugh and giggle. This is what we do. That's it. When it comes to the other stuff, I can't do that with that person because I don't understand. Like we said in the beginning, but we talking about those conversations. I can't talk to my friend that works at the Pentagon about certain stuff. Girl, I ain't know what we're talking about.
Mm.
I sit there, walk around, go get me a glass of wine, and look at it all on the wall. And
That's
probably
right.
don't even know what that means either. But you know what? Be quiet.
But it's pretty though.
It's pretty.
And we can agree to that.
Yeah, we can agree to that. I mean, but all these conversations y'all talking about, please be asking them, hey, my name's Tanisha from so and so and so. How you doing? Nice to meet you. What you doing here today? I'm a guest. That's it.
And that's it. And we're gonna clutch our pocketbook and move on. But
pretty over there.
yeah, and that's it. But that's all that I have for today, guys. We've been up here for an hour and a half.
Yes.
I don't like to look at the time, but I like to be mindful
but you
of
know
you
what?
guys
We
that's
blame
hanging out
this
with us.
on Roderick, and we blame this on Roderick Williams, Sean, and Kevin Mays, and even the guy from last week. He was able to talk 2 hours.
Yeah, because they be like, y'all don't stay up there long enough. But we just be mindful of you guys' time. It is Sunday night.
And that's
we
good. At
think
least they
y'all
were up here. Who put that up there?
Oh wow, really? Yeah.
No, we just being funny. That's what y'all do. I mean, if that's what y'all had something that like that long like that, it wasn't. The conversation was good, but it's just good because sometimes people get on and get off.
How y'all gonna do it like that? You know how we do.
We're not doing it like that. I'm just saying y'all be talking long on y'all conversations too. Now we see why. Because the conversation goes from one thing to the next, And at least we are engaging in what we're saying. It's good you're still up here with us. I thought you had clocked off.
Yeah, but it's only 6 o'clock, 6:45 where they are.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We thank you guys for hopping up here with us, engaging with us, talking with us, carrying this conversation on with us. We really, really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a really, really good month lined up for y'all.
Yes.
Our good friend Denise is coming up here with us on the 15th. Oh my gosh, she's gonna bring us the gems, and I cannot wait.
Yes.
We got Tanya Bishop that is coming with us on the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, she got some things she's gonna hit us off with too.
Yes.
We still lining up something for next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We still waiting to hear back from next Sunday, and then we're gonna hit y'all at the end of the month, or it's gonna be a Saturday live, maybe a Friday or a Saturday live.
That's gonna be the kicker. You're gonna enjoy that one.
So we got some things that I'm looking forward to it too, girl. I cannot wait.
Yes.
We got some things that we're gonna be doing throughout the week that you guys can win. Is it 2 gift cards or
I think we do 3.
3 gift cards for Mother's Day. If
I give you all the instructions now.
Yep.
So
So
we give the instructions tonight, and then we're gonna put them together.
Yeah, Tanisha gonna give you the instructions.
We're gonna get you a heads up tonight. This is what we're trying to do. We get Mother's Day is next week. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the instructions for Mother's Day to promote our page and also to give away these 3 gift cards. Okay, get 1 gift card. 3 people have a chance to win. If you live in the state of Virginia, you live close to us, you got a chance to win. If you live out of state, you got a chance to win because we'll mail you yours. And wherever you are, we'll mail you yours. Okay. I'm not telling you what the gift cards are.
But if you're out of state, we probably could do a cash app.
Oh,
that way you can get it instantly.
Yeah, that'd be good. Instantly. Okay, we're not gonna tell you how much it is or what it's gonna be, but believe me, you're gonna enjoy it. You'll be able to use it. The first step is you have to like our page?
Like
our page and click on the notification.
Uh-huh.
You have to click on the notification. The notification will let you know that we have a live. And we gotta wait and see who did all this stuff now. Click the notification. The little notification button that says when we come on, we do live. The other one was you had to share a video that we did in November. Any video that we did in November.
Remember. Now that might be hard to do because my page was hacked. My page go all the way back to October. So if we did the video off of my page, that might be hard to do. So
I think we got one. We got one for November here.
Okay, so she said November. We might have one for November. Okay.
We got one for November in here. Just look at the date for November. Share the video to your page that we did in November. Okay. Then you have to tag and share, tag 3 people, 3 names or 3 people on this live here. On this live here at the end of the live, or we go back to record or whatever, if you just write 3 people's name in the comments.
In real accounts.
Huh? Yeah,
Make them
real
real
people.
accounts.
Real accounts. So
I'm just joking with
click
you.
the notification so they know that it would know when we coming on live. Share one video to your page that we did in November. Tag 3 people in the comments. And it was something else. What was the other one? Oh, and list 3. Okay, we have for the whole month of last month and this month, we have listed small businesses. If you see a small business up there, all you gotta do is put a heart in the comment on the 3 small business.
Yeah.
Okay. Not small business, entrepreneur.
Yeah, entrepreneurs.
Or if they're gonna either they're a small business or entrepreneur. Either one.
Okay, so we're gonna put all of this in order to win the gift card for Mother's Day. We're gonna put all of this into the comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's wrong? I thought I heard. Did you hear that? What was it?
Oh, that was
Oh,
child thought it was something running.
No,
It
was my feet.
So we're gonna put it into the comments of how to win these 3 gift cards.
Mm-hmm. The
Okay.
notification, if you want to start early, you got it. Because by Sunday, we're going to have these things out and we're going to announce the winner.
Yep. Okay.
The notification, go back on Tanisha Shakia to November and tag, share any video we did in November. Okay. We got 3 people in this comment on this live. Put 3 people's name in the comment section. You put 1 comment and write all their 3 names down. And then go back and then 3 small businesses on that page or entrepreneurs on that page. Just put a heart in the comment section under 3 different ones.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yep.
Once you do 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll see that. There you go.
So we'll pick the first 3 people
First 3
to get that done.
Yep.
Okay. So if no one else have any comments or anything else that they would like to say, then we'll let Tanisha. You're gonna end the live. And remember, when we set these boundaries, okay, the expectations you have set for other people to abide by, we already know.
That's right.
We have to abide by those too. You can't expect for somebody to respect your boundaries and you not follow theirs or respect the ones that you've set for other people to follow. Okay.
Yes.
Right? So.
Oh, okay. So I guess I got to take us out of here. So encouragement for today and for the rest of this week is to be mindful of not only how you live and present your life. Be mindful of those that are around you.
Mm-hmm.
Just because someone smiles doesn't mean you don't know what they're going through. Any kind word that you can say that lifts somebody's day, do that. The same kind word you give to somebody else, best believe that kind word is coming back to you. Whatever you put out in the atmosphere will come back to you. It may not come back in the form that you're looking for it to come back in, but it will come back in. Take responsibility for what you know that you need to do. If you notice something that is not going on with you, take responsibility for that. And ask. People are willing to help you. Ask. And get somebody a hug. They deserve it. Bye. Have a nice week, guys. Peace out.
Have a good
Thank
week.
you for joining us. Good night.
Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, close that one out.